Hello YouTube. This is a bit of a different and slightly more echoey setting than we're used to, isn't it? For 5x5. But you know, that'll all become clear next week. Hopefully, but for the time being I can't really tell you anything about it. But since I'm in here anyway, this is my garage, by the way, downstairs. Move the car out, obviously, make room for me. But since we're in here anyway, I thought, well, I'll do my 5x5 in here. Why not, you know? Just bring my timer down and we're good as gold, really. Today, I'm going to talk to you about something my wife shared with me this morning, or she just showed me very briefly. There was someone had made some video that she had on Facebook about overthinking, people who overthink. And I thought I'd mention it because it may be obvious already just from the way I do this and I pause and I move around. Probably not, but you know, certainly to anyone watching this who knows me relatively well, if there's one thing that I've been accused of most often in my life, it's people saying to me, dude, you know, you think too much. That's your problem. And you know, that's not meant as a compliment, right? It doesn't mean I'm some sort of a genius, anything but. What they mean by that, in case you didn't know, I'm sure you all do, because you're all very bright, intelligent people, but in case you didn't know, what they mean by that is that I overthink everything. And I don't know whether to rope this in with imagination, because imagination is something that I've often said in a really, really corny, crappy way. You know, there are things in life that are, you know, great, and, you know, everything in life has its upsides and its downsides, and it's one of those things that's, corny as it sounds, is like, well, it's a gift and a curse, right? It's fantastic to have the kind of imagination that I've got, right? I often used to sort of, again, cheesy and corny, I don't care, that's who I am, man. If you don't like that, go somewhere else. Quite often, you know, you ever watch Blade Runner, the scene at the end in the rain, the famous Roy Batty scene, which says, I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. And that is why I write stories. It's why I create videos. It's why I've done these things in the past. It's why I'm always frustrated that I can't draw, despite an awful lot of practice. I haven't put in enough practice, obviously, otherwise I would be able to, but I haven't put in a lot of practice into it because, you know, even my stick figures are quite poor. And I would like to be able to draw storyboards as well for the films and things that I make, but I can't draw, so that's not very good. It takes a lot of time. But the reason I do those things, the reason I think other people like me would be really insulted at the thought that perhaps, let's say, at the thought that we'd copied somebody else's idea or we'd stolen someone else's idea, is because, as I've said before about ideas, I have 100 a day, you know, and my brain is just full of them. Because ideas are the easy bit, you know, it's the actual work. That's the bit that's hard for people like me, putting in the actual discipline, maintaining the discipline to put in the actual effort. But I do all those things, writing stories and things, because I have these ideas and I have stories. And when I have ideas, I see pictures, like images. It's like when I'm making a film, people have come in and they've looked at the way I've got it set up and they've gone, that doesn't look right. When I was making my Apollo 13 fan film, the Dunny 60 Seconds thing, that doesn't quite look right. I don't understand how this is going to look. And I just said to him, look, you're going to have to trust me. I know what it's going to look like on the screen. I've framed it correctly. It'll look fine. This is what it'll look like. It just won't look like it to you. You know, when I have any idea, you know, I see pictures. It's fantastic to have an imagination like that. And that's what I mean. You know, I do it because I've seen things you wouldn't believe in here and I want to show everybody else. The problem with it, of course, is that it happens in all situations. You know, you see every scenario and you paint it as clearly as I can see everything in this room now, as I can see the camera in front of me. Everything is that clear. And I have to say that as much joy as it's brought me, and I would never be without it, overthinking, specific from that sort of imagination, but overthinking, I think that more than any health problems that I have, and I've got quite a few, and more than sort of with the possible exception of the sleep thing, I would say that overthinking has caused me the most pain in my life, because you just analyze everything and you pull it apart and you analyze every little detail from every single angle, and it's a nightmare. But we're out of time.